So a couple of days ago, in my 6-speed SX4 here, my left rear wheel decided to lock up. The caliper was hanging up. So put my work day in, and at the end of that night, I took the wheel off and dialed the caliper back, spun it back, and yeah, drove home. I never touched the brakes, never touched the parking brake. Fortunately, it is a manual gearbox, and as you guys know, there's a few techniques you can use to slow the car and stop it if need be without touching the brakes. What's causing it to hang up? I bought myself a caliper because I'm pretty sure it's just a, caliper failure. Either the bore is probably corroded, or the piston itself, or the seal is maybe rolled to some degree. I don't know. As I said, there is facility. You can see the cross there. You can just spin it back. The handbrake mechanism appears to be all operative, the cable, but I'm not sure about the lever internally or the screw mechanism. Perhaps there's, hard to believe, but perhaps there's a failure there, because the piston will lock. It will not, recede that little bit when the pressure is off from the pedal or the handbrake itself. So kind of an interesting situation. Instead of me droning on here, let me just show you. Okay, so again, the wheel is free to move at the moment, guys, because I actually removed the wheel and physically wound the caliper back in, right? So let me see if it'll cooperate and actually show you. Let me just... So there you go. Now the brake is hung up, guys. Again, the park brake is released, but the brake is definitely hung up there. So it begs the question, is it the caliper it's at fault, or is it the flex line potentially, which is, usually it'll corrode at the crimp point, and they will neck down to the point where they're really no passing any real pressure, any real fluid. It will pass the fluid when it's under pressure, when you're stepping on the pedal, but when it's released, it's neck down enough that can actually trap some residual pressure. Easy way to check is to crack the bleeder or the line if you have to, if you can't get the bleeder off. And if you get a spurt of brake fluid, clearly it's still under pressure. But I'm hoping that's not the case, but I have ordered a line just to cover that eventuality. It was only like 20 bucks for the line, so it's dirt cheap. Anyway, get the wheel off, get a look. Show you here, guys. Park brake is released. Clearly, there is a lot of clamping force on that caliper still. The handbrake doesn't even feel right. It feels like it's got limited, it's really loading up before it's normal. Yeah, there's no pressure in there. Sorry, I'm dropping you out of frame. Yeah, just so you remove the caliper, guys, it's just a matter of removing the 2 pin bolts here for the Cynics. You can see there the pins are free. The sliders for the pads are free as well. Nothing wrong with being a Cynic. I'm a Cynic myself. Take out pin bolts. I've already removed the clip here for the park brake, and cable seems to be, don't know if you can hear it back at the park brake lever itself there, but cable seems okay. So just have your little selection of plugs and caps at the ready, guys. So when you take the banjo bolt off, it's 14 mil. I just put the bolts back in temporarily, hold everything secure for me. Try to be quick about it here. Copper seal on that side. You lose very little fluid if you put the cap in quick enough. Should be all right. And yeah, as I said, oh, I didn't point out, Sometimes this is rusted pretty seriously. You know, it takes a bit of effort to get it out. Wire brush and penetrating oil. Give a wee tap with your hammer if required. Turn it with your vice grip, again if required. Don't crush the sleeve to the point where you pinch the cable, of course. And it should actually come out. Let's see. I do this one-handed. Drip tray underneath you is ideal. Gloves probably is a good idea if you're clean fingernail type. Let's see if I can just get it together. There you go. It's a bit easier with two hands, of course. So as always, you guys can do whatever you want when it comes to the techniques you use. But I usually actually pre-fill a caliper actually on the bench. You can see here I've got the bleeder cracked loose, and you can see actually there's fluid coming through it, and I have the where the banjo bolt goes right up in the vertical position, so I'm reasonably sure that this is pre-bled. You know, put the cap back on. Yeah, obviously you'll lose a wee bit of fluid as you monkey around with it on the car, but you know, it's just about trying to make things as expeditious and easy as possible. Don't make any assumptions about these things. You know that when you get them, they're kind of assembled. Make sure you check everything. Caliper mounting bracket here, guys, is just two 14mm bolts. Go onto the axle flange itself. Just lift it. Clean these up, put a little bit of Loctite on them when I put them back. So there's the new bracket, or carrier. Caliper carrier, as Suzuki actually calls it there, guys. And there's the bracket or carrier bolts. Item C. Torque spec is 43.5 foot-pounds. Let's call it 44. Good. So in the car, guys, I'm just going to take note of the position of the adjustment on the park brake here, and I got to dial it back just to make it easier, just to get more slack to make it easier to get the park brake cable attached to the caliper. So this is not really a brake, it's a caliper replacement, guys, not so much as a brake service. So just make sure you've got your shims in, you're lubricated, and make sure the shims, anti-squeal shims, are on the back. Keep in mind the wear tab goes to the inboard side, and this is indexed. So when you mount your caliper, you're going to need the cross, the top of the cross, to be at the 12 o'clock position to pick up the indexing notch on the back of the pad. So just keep the caliper in proper in hand here, guys, while you manipulate the catch here, the hook that actuates the park brake screw internally in the caliper, and hook it over the eyelet, hook it over the hook, of course, but first thread it through here. So with lots of slack, again, you've loosened the adjustment on the park brake lever. Give yourself plenty of slack. Shouldn't be too difficult. Slide this in, the shoulder against the caliper, and then just slide in the horseshoe, and it should be arranged like that. So with a convex surface facing the piston itself. So with bolts in place here, I haven't got these torqued yet, guys, but just finger tight. I'm going to torque up the line here. There's a little slot in the casting where the line itself actually goes. Make sure you get the stack of the crushable washers, copper washers, correct. You know, you've got the banjo fitting itself, the banjo bolt, washer, banjo fitting, washer, and then casting from the caliper itself, right? So I'll show you here. Manual tells you, do not reuse those washers. Torque spec is A. A corresponds to 17 foot-pounds. 14 mil. Pretty much everything's 14 mil, I think. Get it up, torque it up. And it's up to you. It's not a bad idea. You just give it a little tap. And then see how much I turn there. I just got another 1/8 of a turn on it there before it torqued up. Crush the washers down a wee bit more. Okay, that's good. So I should have mentioned here, guys, when I've got the line on, I've actually got the bleeder loose here, and you can see it's actually gravity bleeding the fluid here now. While I piss around and get everything else torqued up. I've got to torque up the pin bolts here. I'll show you those on the drawing. Here's the pin bolts. Also A, which as we know is 17 foot-pounds. There's the park brake. Set there, guys. I dialed up the gem nut on the adjustment here just to get something reasonable for an initial setting. You see all the boot is decompressed there now. It's free to rotate. So I'll just set it one more time. You can see there the balance bar. It's not perfectly you know, at 90 degrees, but it's close. As before it was cocked severely, right? Meaning the the amount of tension on each cable was extremely different. Now you can see they're all compressed on the boot there. At least to make the point. There you go. Same thing's going on the other side. Park brake's released. It's not quite adjusted yet. So I've not really carried out a thorough leak check on this, but this is my next step. And then I think I'm going to bleed the entire car. Okay, squandered money on the Black Friday sales. So I picked myself up a pressure pot here, guys. As you can see, I've got it only at 10 psi. I don't want to overdo it. I had to cobble together some hokey fittings here in order to get the lines coupled, because of course the kit you buy, I'll show you this kit. This was like 80 bucks on sale on the Black Friday sale. It's normally low hundreds, you know, 110 or whatever. The coupler, this is the one and only cap that came with a pressure pot. You know the style, like there's different style fittings. Of course, the one on the bottle doesn't match the one on the kit. It does come with the coupling. As I said, I've just got some hokey clamps on there and a rubber coupling to start with. That's why I'm only going to put 10 psi, but it doesn't appear to be leaking actually. So the idea is, of course, that you can bleed the system by yourself. The cap is the number 13, and of course the instructions tell you that for Suzuki it should be the number 12 cap, which of course is this one and doesn't fit at all. Well, at least it doesn't fit my car. So with respect to the SX4, it's actually the number 14 cap. I'll show it to you here. This one here. It's the number 13 that fits the reservoir. It fits actually quite nice and it doesn't appear to be leaking. So, okay. Got brake fluid in the jug. Not a great deal because that's pretty much as I've got. Use a new jug ideally. So let's go to the right rear. I've got all the bleeders actually slacked. I'm amazed that actually I got all 4 slacked without damaging anything. Or okay, so I'll start with this one. I'll bring you back in a minute. So again, with 10 psi on the exerting itself as a head pressure on the reservoir, it's actually self-bleeding here. Okay, front left. Torque spec for the bleeders is 6.5 foot-pounds. That's 78 inch-pounds. Start the car, step on the brakes, and leak check everything, of course. Repeat this 3 more times. Well, that's it, guys. All 4 brakes are leak checked. I will just put the wheels on, and I will final adjust the park brake to where I'm happy with it. Everything's leak checked, all back together. I'll take my laser pyrometer with me. Keep an eye on the brake temps for the next wee while until I'm convinced everything's okay. Verdict on the cap kit and the pressure pot. Yeah, it's all right. Is it worth the money? Probably not, but it's pretty handy. Anyway, I'll leave it up to you. That's it, boys. Cheers.